Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24 as Oakland A's continue to march through the month of April. As we're here with Jackie Robinson Day in Major League Baseball, everybody will be wearing the number 42 to honor one of the biggest players in MLB history. As rest in peace Jackie Robinson, as it'll be the Athletics playing host to the St. Louis Cardinals in our first half of tonight's episode. As you can see, everybody ready for another day of baseball. It'll be Alex Wood on the mound for the Oakland Athletics, the former San Francisco Giants pitcher. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more baseball content. The support has been awesome so far, and I can't thank you guys enough. Woods had a solid start to his campaign, only 200 runs so far this year with a less than a 1 ERA. But he gives up a single to Tommy Edman to begin the day, and then Brendan Donovan is going to hit this one into the right center gap. So back-to-back base hits here for the Cardinals, put runners on the corners with nobody out. That'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt, full count pitch, rips this one into left. It will be gloved by Brown, and they're not going to test the throw. They don't send Edman. He'll stay at third base, and we'll take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. Next up, we'll see Nolan Gorman, followed by Nolan Arenado, Jordan Walker, Matt Carpenter, Dylan Carlson, and Ivan Herrera round out what is a 9-7 St. Louis Cardinals squad. Here's Nolan Gorman up next. 1-2 pitch to him, and he chops this one up the middle. Beautiful play by Allen. Turns two, and the Cardinals get nothing in the first thanks to great defense from Allen. Wood is all fired up because of it. On the mound for the Cardinals will be the former Baltimore Oriole Kyle Gibson, making his fourth start of the season. Has not been the best start of the year for him. 6.50 ERA with a 1.28 whip. Speaking of not good starts, Esteury Ruiz will lead off, only hitting 130 on the young season, as he'll begin the day with a weak flare-outs to short, where he'll be gloved by Edman. And we'll take a look at the Oakland Athletics lineup. The offense has struggled so far this season, as we'll see Ruiz followed by Geloff, Brown, Rooker, Langeliers, Andujar playing first base today, Soderstrom the DH, Toro, and Nick Allen. But yes, 14th in the American League in slugging. Offense has been very cold so far this year. Geloff, though, will be the next batter. He'll single up the middle. He's had himself a pretty solid start. You'll love to see it out of the young second baseman. He's on first. 1-2 now for Brown, who gets tied up inside, and the pitch actually gets away, and Geloff hesitates and gets thrown out at second base. So an unconventional double play there will end the first. We'll go all the way to the top of the fifth now, where both offenses have been pretty mute so far today, as Jordan Walker will begin the inning by grounding out the short. That'll bring up Matt Carpenter up next, and he's going to rip this one past Nick Allen at shortstop into center field. And Matt Carpenter, back in St. Louis after a year in New York and San Diego, is now on first base. That brings up Dylan Carlson, who will be shopping in the right center gap. This one's going to get down. Ruiz, nice speed, cuts it off, and that'll save Carpenter from going home. But that's a one-out double for Carlson. 2 runners now in scoring position for Ivan Herrera. The catcher hits a full count pitch into right field, and it gets down in front of Rooker. 1 run will score. Carlson on his way as well. The throw not in line, and as a 2 RBI single for Herrera. Cardinals strike first. Also, since it's to the top of the order, here's a hit and run that saves a double play for St. Louis. So runners on second with 2 away for Brendan Donovan, who ropes one into left, but it'll be right at Brown. The Cardinals get 2 here in the fifth. They're up 2-0. We'll go bottom fifth to see if the Athletics can answer. Here's Miguel Andujar. He's had a great start to his season, hitting .359. He gets out here, but those are the kind of numbers that are going to give you more opportunities. That brings up Tyler Soderstrom up next, and he will draw a full count walk. So the DH will take first base. That'll bring up Abraham Toro, 0 for 1 on the day, popped up in the 3rd inning. That's the 1-2 pitch to him, and he gets jammed, popped up again on the slurve. This time it's going to be caught by Tommy Edman for out number 2. How about our 9-hole hitter, Nick Allen? 2-2 pitch to him. He swings through a slurve, and the A's can't answer. Cardinals hold their 2-run lead. Scott Alexander will come in the 7th inning for Oakland, as 6 strong innings out of Wood, as we go from one former Giant to another. As the lefty will take the mound, starting off his day against Jordan Walker, who grounds this one over to Allen as short. And a nice backhanded play will get him at first base. Carpenter up next, not wasting any time. Takes the first pitch he sees, hits it into deep center field. The ball just kept carrying, but not enough to outrun Ruiz. 2 down now for Dylan Carlson, right over to second base. That'll end the 7th. As we'll go bottom 8 now, where the Athletics still scoreless. Gibson's still in the game, and he's still striking out people on pitch number 101. 8th K of the day for Gibson, as that'll bring up Toro again, the former Milwaukee Brewer third baseman. 2-2 pitch to him, and he looks at strike 3. Cutter gets him down low. Back-to-back Ks now, and that'll bring up Nick Allen, who's also striking out 2 times today. He faces a 2-0 pitch, and he gets a high cutter and pops this one up into right. Gibson, 8 strong innings here for St. Louis. Pitching shutout ball. The offense, only 2 hits on the day. Zach Jackson will come in the 9th inning for Oakland to just try to preserve a 2-run deficit. Has yet to give up an earned run through 2 2/3 innings. First batter he sees is the former MVP Paul Goldschmidt, who draws a walk to begin the frame. How about Nolan Gorman up next? 0-2 pitch, saws off the bat, and Langoliers will catch that one easily for the first out. That brings up the superstar defensive third baseman Nolan Arenado, who chops this one back to Jackson. He thought about going to second, and instead it gets nobody. They'll charge him with an E1 there, thanks to his hesitation, as the inning will continue. And that'll bring up Jordan Walker. Hitless today, the second-year pro from Decatur High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We'll ground this one right to Geloff, and that will indeed end the inning. So the error doesn't come back to bite us. But we're down by 2 in the 9th inning. The Cardinals are going to leave Gibson in there. Going to try to go for the complete game. And he starts it off by striking out Ruiz. That's double-digit Ks again for the opposing pitcher. Zach Geloff with one of our 2 hits today will step into the batter's box. Back in the first, he singled. 2-1 pitch to our second baseman. He's going to slap a cutter into center field. But it will hang just too long, and it'll be caught for the second out, which means the game will come down to Seth Brown. The lefty steps into the batter's box. 1-2 pitch, final strike. He gets a sinker high, and he pokes it into center field, and that one's going to get down. A nice effort by Carlson, but it's not enough, and a 2-out single for Oakland will just like that put the tying run at the plate. And with that being a thing, the Cardinals are not going to risk it. 8 2/3 goes Gibson, but they're going to rely on Giovanni Gallegos to get the final out of the ball game. Able to do it, though, against their all-star from last year, Brent Rooker. 0-1 pitch. Rooker gets jammed. This one's into right field, and it gets down. So back-to-back base hits now. Moves the runner to third, and now the tying run is at first base with a potential winning run at the plate. To get some more speed, we're going to bring Darrell Hernandez to pinch run for Brent Rooker. As it's Shea Langolier's 1-2 pitch. He gets a nice slider to hit, but just misses it. And it's an easy catch out in right center, and the Cardinals will win Game 1 of the series by a final score of 2-0. As the offense only mustered 4 hits in this game for us. It just wasn't enough. The pitching overall wasn't terrible. I mean, 2 earned runs given up is not bad, but you got to get some hits, and 4 of them is not going to work. Gibson gets the win, Wood gets the loss, and Gallegos gets his first save of the season. And player of the game will, of course, go to Kyle Gibson, who was 1 out away from a complete game, struck out 10, as we continue to swing and miss too many times. Game 2, we do win, though, 4-2, so we bounce back. J.P. Sears, nice 6 2/3 innings of work, got the win, and gave up 6 hits, struck out 5 batters, as that'll send us to the rubber matchup. But before we get there, there's our first free agent signing in the league. The Giants are going to sign catcher Francisco Mejia. The reason is Patrick Bailey, their starting catcher, broke his finger, so he's going to miss a couple of months. So they signed Francisco Mejia to be some depth in the meantime. He spent the past 3 years with the Tampa Bay Rays. Game 3, we win 5-1, so we actually win the series here against St. Louis, improved to 8-11. So we're still hanging around 500, as you can see Langoliers with a grand slam in that game. That'll take us to the second half of this episode, where we will start a road trip, where we'll be on the road for the next 3 series, as we'll begin in Cleveland, where the 8-11 Oakland Athletics will face the 8-12 Cleveland Guardians here with the fan cam at Progressive Field. Beautiful ballpark in Cleveland, Ohio, as it'll be Tanner Beebe on the mound for Cleveland. We saw him back on opening day. Now, after the corruption of the save file, he actually went 7 innings pitched in that game and only gave up 1 earned run. Zach Geloff will lead off today for Oakland. A little bit of a different look for the A's, as this will begin with a double off of the left center wall. And our second baseman continues to come through and be one of our bright spots on offense. That's his 5th double of the season. Ryan Noda in the second spot today, back in the lineup, as he will chop this one over to first. That's an easy play for Naylor. And we'll take a look at the Oakland Athletics lineup today. Already a little different than the first half of the episode. As next up, we will see Seth Brown, followed by Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom, Miguel Andujar getting the start at third base today. Nick Allen's in the 8th spot, and Lawrence Butler is in center field today, hitting in the 9th spot, as we are dead last in the American League in OPS. Seth Brown now with a runner on third, one away, floats this one to short, and it's not deep enough to test it. Geloff thought about it, retreats, so we need a base hit now from Brent Rooker to get the run, and we do not. Swing a miss on the changeup, and we get nothing in the top of the first. Hogan Harris will be on the mound for Oakland, the lefty making his 4th start of the season. He's been pretty good so far. As the 2-time reigning Gold Glover, Stephen Kwan will step into the batter's box to begin for Cleveland, and he'll fly out to begin the day. Take a look at Cleveland's lineup. We'll see Stephen Kwan, followed by Miles Straw, Josh Naylor, Daniel Fry, Kyle Manzardo making his 2nd career game. One of 2 players doing that, actually. Gabriel Arias, Andres Jimenez. The other one, Davison De Los Santos getting the 3rd base start. And then Austin Hedges behind the plate. Here is Miles Straw up next. 0-2 pitch. Chopper over to first. Noda will have it. Flip it over to Harris. There's 2 away. How about Josh Naylor now? 1-2 pitch. And he actually gets plunked. Pitch high and inside. Hits him on the back of the arm. He's not too happy about that one. But he does get the free base, and that brings up David Fry, who will ground over to Geloff, and both teams will be scoreless in their first inning of offense. We'll say top 2 now as Oakland Athletics' Shea Langoliers will step into the batter's box, and he will pop up a fastball right down the middle. Just couldn't catch up to the pitch, and that's an easy play for Hedges. Tyler Soderstrom up next, 1-1 pitch. He swings through a fastball and actually skip it, but he's got some groin discomfort, so he's going to come out of the game, and it could be serious. So Ruiz, who thought he was getting the day off, he's going to step in now as the DH, and he strikes out to finish the at-bat, hitting a Petrie 131 on the season. That's not going to help. 2 down now for Miguel Andujar, who hits this one into left field and continues to be one of our better hitters, and he just continues to get opportunities because of it. He's on first base for Nick Allen, who hits this one into right field, but it's a great diving catch that saves it. David Fry with a beautiful dive. That'll end the top of the 2nd. We'll go bottom 3 back to the top of the lineup for Cleveland as Stephen Kwan will hit this one into right field down the line. And Stephen hit the Kwan, has a leadoff double, his 3rd of the season. Miles Straw up next, 1-1 pitch to him, and he's going to shop gap, and this is trouble. Kwan is going to score with ease, so that's an RBI here for Cleveland as they strike first, and Straw will just hold up at second base, and back-to-back doubles will put the Guardians on the board. Josh Naylor up next. First pitch he sees, and Straw's actually going to take off for third. Catches the defense lacking. Swipes third base, his first stolen base of the season. So now a sacrifice fly could bring him in. Unfortunately, Naylor will strike out on a pitch in the dirt for the first out of the inning. That brings up David Fry up next. We just saw layouts in the top of the 2nd to end the frame. 2-2 pitch to Fry, and he rips this one into left field through the gap, and that'll be an RBI single. And Cleveland adds another to their tally. They lead 2-0. Still only 1 down. Kyle Manzardo up next. He looks at strike 3. He thought it was a ball. That was clearly a strike. Then Gabriel Arias will step in, 0-for-1 on the day. He flew out back in the 2nd inning. 0-2 pitch to Arias. He's tied up inside on the cutter, but Cleveland does get 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll go into the 5th now, where Medina will step in as Hogan Harris only goes 4 innings. Luis Medina making his 6th appearance of the season. He is our long reliever, and he'll start the day by getting Miles Straw to pop up behind the pitcher's mound. Andujar will put that one away. Josh Naylor up next. Next pitch to him. He swings through a 12-6 curveball. Nasty pitch there by Medina to get him missing. And then David Fry up next, 2-0. Grounds this one over to Andujar. And Medina does a nice job going 1-2-3 out of the pen. We'll go bottom 6 now. Next inning, Medina still on the mound. Manzardo will hit this one through the left field gap. His 2nd career game, he went 2-for-4 with an RBI in his first one just last night, as he gets a good start to his campaign. Arias up next, hits this one into the right center gap and is going to one off against the wall. Manzardo's got some speed. He's going to head home from first, and Cleveland now takes a 3-0 lead off of the double from Arias. Andres Jimenez up next, 3-2 pitch, chopper over Andujar. That's an easy play, as runner will stay at 2nd. David Los Santos up next. He rips this one into left field, and this one's going to get up against the wall. That's going to be an RBI for De Los Santos, his first career hit, and his first career RBI coming in the same at-bats as the number 59 overall prospect in all baseball. Makes a milestone for him. Save that baseball, young man. That brings up Austin Hedges up next, who will bloop this one into left field, and it gets down. De Los Santos was full speed ahead, and he's actually going to score on that. So an RBI single for Hedges as we head to the top of the lineup. It's been a bad inning for Medina, who throws a horrible curveball, but it's a hit and run. And, well, Hedges is thrown out with ease, so we get a gift there for the second out of the inning. Later in the at-bat, Quan drills one to deep right center. I'm glad Hedges was thrown out because this one's going to get all up against the wall. Quan with his second double of the day. As with 2 outs, he will stop at second base. And I'll bring up Miles Straw. He's 1 for 3 on the day, but he gets tied up on a curveball that he definitely shouldn't have swung at. But Cleveland extends their lead 5-0. Oakland's Athletics offense again has been non-existent today, as we'll go top 7. BB still in the game, and Langeliers is still striking out. Esther Ruiz, who came in relief, now 0 for 2 on the campaign. His average just continues to go in the dirt, and he'll do what that changeup just did and drop some more. So 2 down now for Miguel Andujar, one of our few hits in the ball game. 2-2 pitch to him, and he gets a fastball and hits it right up the middle, and Duhart just continues to deliver his second base hit and only our 3rd of the day. He's on first base for Nick Allen, who ropes a slider into left field, and this one's gonna stay fair. They say it stayed off of that yellow line. That's a 2-out double for Allen. 2 runners in scoring position for Lawrence Butler. Need a big hit here. He gets a slider he can do something with, but he just hits it out to left. And the A's leave 2 on base and are still scoreless. We'll go bottom 8 now. Luis Medina still on the mound for Oakland as this pitch is hit in the right field. A great effort by Rooker, but not enough to make the out. Andres Jimenez up next, 2-1 pitch. He skies this one behind the plate as Langeliers will get underneath it for the first out. De Los Santos up next, now has his first hit in the game. Why not make it 2? This one bloops into right field for a base hits. The first career multi-hit game for De Los Santos. But now runners on the corners here for Oakland. Medina staying in the game here. Kotze letting them ride. I don't know if that's necessarily the best call, as there's an RBI single for Hedges, his second RBI of the game. And Cleveland adds another one, now up 6-0. Stephen Kwan up next. He hits this one down the left field line and fair. As Brown will get to in the corner, it's going to bring in another run. And Quan with his 3rd double of the day. Cleveland now leads 7-0. Runners still in scoring position. And that'll do it for Medina. Zach Jackson finally comes in out of the pen. Maybe a little too late, though. 2 runners on, 1 out. Says here's a hit in the right. Straw will just continue to rack in more runs. And this one has turned into a blowout. 9-0 in favor of the Guardians. Josh Naylor up next, chops this one over to Andujar. This will go around the horn for a double play, but with a 9-0 lead, we're not even going to watch the 9th inning because the A's, again, will get shut out. 9-0 is your final score. Cleveland just clicking on offense. Medina struggled out of the pen. We just kept him in a little too long, in my opinion, and the offense just continues to be non-existent. 5 hits in this game is not enough. As Guardians had 14, BB gets the win, Harris the loss, and they take game 1 of this 3-game set. Your player of the game will be BB, who went the complete game shutout, 11 Ks. So our streak of double-digit strikeouts continues, as the Guardians had 6 doubles in this game. Now it gets from bad to worse. So Sorsum actually tore his groin on that swing, so he'll miss the next 2 months as he'll head to the 60-day DL. And to fill that roster spot, we're going to call up Jordan Diaz, who spent 90 games with the club last year, 221 average, 10 home runs. He'll get some time at 3rd base, so he will fill that roster spot. Game 2, we dropped 7-3 to Cleveland as Bieber went 6 innings in this one, as we now fall to 8-13 on the season. But at least we don't get swept because we win Game 3 6-4 thanks to a 6-run second where Geloff had a 3 RBI triple. But on Cleveland's side, De Los Santos hit his first career home run. Next episode, we'll continue this road trip with a 4-game set in New York, followed by a 3-game set against the Baltimore Orioles, as we look to get through the month of April and continue the season. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more baseball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.